Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to talk about how to get a full scholarship into Uchicago and also how I got in here. So to get a full scholarship, I will say that Uchicago makes it a very easy thing to do. Of course, it's never easy getting a full scholarship, but for full scholarships, it is pretty easy. So starting this year, actually with the next incoming class, they're going to have a program where if your household income is under $60,000, you're guaranteed a full scholarship. I also the application process is free for Uchicago. They're so open-minded when it comes to financial situations among people. They also have a program called No Barriers where basically if they don't give you enough financial aid, they want you to ask for more. So definitely I think that if money is a problem for you, then don't let that stop you from applying to this school because they do want you guys to come here. I applied through Questbridge last year and I became a finalist and I matched. If you don't know what Questbridge is, it's a program generated towards first generation low income immigrant students across the country who come from this background of disadvantage but are high achieving anyway. And so they have about 40-ish college partners, and these are schools like Uchicago, UPenn, Princeton, Harvard, Yale, all these schools, amazing schools. And so if you go through a matching process, if you have questions about that, it's on their website. I can send a link in the description bar. But I don't regret it at all. I have a full ride here for the next 4 years. I'm so thankful, and I met so many amazing people that come from the same background because we share this in common, being a Questbridge match scholar. So definitely, I think it's too late to apply for this year, but for next application season, if anyone's a junior watching this, then definitely I think it's a good idea to apply if any of those things apply to you. Next, I'll talk about how I like my statistics, how I got in. My ACT score was a 31. I said ACT, right? Well, my ACT was a 31. My SAT was a 1250, I think. No, sorry. Oh my god. It was a 1450. It was a 1450. So, my SAT was a 1450. My AP scores, I had basically all twos. I got my first 3 and 4 after I already was in the school. So I definitely don't think that APs are a huge part, but maybe if you lack in APs, you should be strong somewhere else. And if you're strong in APs, that gives you a little wiggle room elsewhere. So also my class rank, I was in the top 5% of my class, and my GPA was a 3.92, but I do believe that they no longer require GPA. So if your GPA is low or anything like that and that's holding you back, actually if anything's low and that's holding you back, still apply here because it's not even about scores. I've met people here who have 2.0s in high school, who have C's all through high school, who didn't take any AP tests, like I've met people whose ACT scores were 20s. Like, you guys, don't let your scores hold you back. Apply here. It's free. Okay? So I did that, and when it comes to my statistics, I think I was pretty okay, as far as elite colleges go. And I think my strong suit though was probably the clubs that I was in. I was basically involved in everything my school offered. I was the president of a few of them. The largest one being debate. So I was the president of the speech and debate team, and I was also the policy debate captain. And we also participated in this thing called Youth and Gov, which we went to the state capitol. Actually, we didn't, but I can tell y'all about that another time. But we went to the state capitol and we debated bills, but I was a senator. I was a Supreme Court justice. And so that was really fun. But participating in things through high school, there's a section, if you apply on the Common App, the Common App has a section called awards, and I kind of just bragged on myself. Definitely brag, don't be afraid to brag on yourself. Give them everything you got. If you won a third place in a mathematics competition your freshman year of high school and you completely forgot about it, but you remember now, put it on there. I put everything. So little awards that I won across the years and stuff. I got student of the month. There were just little awards like that. but definitely just show everything you have. Like, I cannot explain to you enough. Outside of school, I only actually did one thing, and that was the Red Cross. That's something I had been doing since I was about 14 or 15 years old. I remember when I first started, like, I wasn't even allowed to do half the stuff I was doing because, like, I was so young. But over time, like, I really grew in that organization. And when by the time I was applying, I was actually a caseworker, so kind of like the person in between the dot responders and the clients. And it was really funny. If you guys want to hear more about my experience with that, let me know down below. But I was with that, and I feel like that's one thing. I feel like if I was in admissions, I probably wouldn't care if you got 400 hours. But even if you have 30 hours and you grew within that organization, if you can show that you grew within an organization or that you were dedicated to it, I think that would really strengthen your application. But I'm not in admissions, so I don't want to give you guys any advice, which is what this whole video is actually about. But yeah, so I was in the Red Cross, and I had some awards inside of that weren't actually awards, like how many hours I had, and I was the first teenager in Louisiana to learn pillowcase presentations, little like stuff like that really strengthened my application. That's what I think made up for my grades. Well, my grades were really good as well, but I think that made up for like the 2s on the APs and stuff like that. Now, the strongest part of my application, and I think this actually goes across the board to any school, is your essay. Now, I think Uchicago this year is starting a media option, and if you are not aware, we do uncommon essays here. So like you'll have your regular essay, and then they'll have an uncommon one. And for my regular essay, I'll talk about that second, but for my uncommon essay, I did why were odd numbers odd. And then for my regular essay that I used for all the colleges, I talked about how my mom was overprotective of me and how I grew beyond that. And I believe this is a tip that goes across all colleges, but colleges don't want to see like, oh, I did all this and put that in an essay. They want to see that you went through things, but you still survived, you still kept going. Not even that you just survived, but that you also thrived, that you were a better person even after everything you went through. So I definitely think if someone came up to me and they were like, why do I think I got in? I think I got in not even because of my grades. Oh, by the way, my teacher gave me an amazing letter of recommendation. I read it after I'd already been accepted, and it was beautiful. I was almost in tears. So if you have that teacher that is so passionate, like can write passionately about you, definitely get them to write an essay, like not an essay, a recommendation for you, because this wasn't even like a core subject teacher. It was just a teacher that it was actually one of my coaches. And so I also had this 2 other teachers do them. So definitely recommendation. I think hers helped, but I definitely think I got in here because I'm well-rounded. And if you think about it, it makes sense because this school is based on a core curriculum. So they do want to see that you can be well-rounded, because that's what the core is all about, essentially. But if someone asked me why I got in, I would say probably my outside involvement with the Red Cross, my essay, and my club involvement. I don't think that my grades in school were something that really set me apart, because everyone applying to these schools, majority of people applying to these schools do have high grades. So find the things outside of grades that set you apart. Find the things to be passionate about. Definitely show who you are, not what you do, if that makes sense. Look at me, I'm out here preaching. Okay, Jean-Luc, you don't got nothing on me. Okay, I need to stop. But yeah, and then do I like this school? I love this school. I think one of the things that will be difficult in the next 4 years is I am Black and I am a woman, and I'm at a predominantly white institution, and that's just a fact, right? But going back to Questbridge, I've met Questbridge community here who shared similar backgrounds to me. I met other people of color, and also I've met people who aren't of color. And I feel like everyone here can find a place, because that's something I was definitely scared about coming in here, is how would I fit in about all these privileged people. And it's been okay. Like I it's only 4th week, but so far so good. If you guys want me to make a separate video, because this isn't what this video is about, but if you guys want me to make a separate video about this, please let me know in the comments. Or even if you have a personal question, go ahead and ask me. My social medias are Marla_Fiona. Maybe I'll figure out how to edit that. I don't know. It'll be right there. I don't know. But yeah, so definitely feel free to ask me questions. I love this school. I am so glad I came here. I can't even tell you guys, like, I feel at home here, and that's something that's so hard to do, especially when you have family so far away. I definitely think that anyone watching this should apply just for the hell of it, because at the end of the day, it's a free application and you have a chance at a full scholarship and an amazing experience. And that's something I'm so thankful for. So thank you guys for watching. I know I ramble a little bit. It happens, but definitely like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys later. Bye.